Hey everybody, what's up? I'm Dylan D. Welcome back to the channel, and it's time for another video. This video here today is actually a special one. It is 5 aquatic themed flying machines for Minecraft 1.15.2 Java Edition. In which, yes, I have also checked out the new snapshot 20W18A, and all of these robots still work. All of my robots still work in the new snapshot for 1.16, so no worries there. Don't have to change anything. Nothing's changing. All the tutorials are still good to go. And of course, a little shout out to the Bedrock Edition users. There are going to be some shaped Bedrock Edition builds as well coming up. Can definitely look forward to that. Now, as far as that, the tutorial layout for these machines, it will be the 3 smaller machines right here above my head first, which will be the motorboat, the sailboat, and then the yacht. That'll be the next video. It'll be a tutorial for those 3, a triple tutorial. And then from there, what I want you guys to do is go ahead and vote on which tutorial you'd rather see first between the submarine and the battleship right here behind me. Now, as far as that as well, the winner of that will be the tutorial made right after these, the triple tutorial, which will be the next video. And I'll let you guys know which one won in the next video as well, depending on which ones you guys vote for. But yeah, we'll be going over how to use all of these machines here today. On top of that, I have also put all of these machines in structure blocks. For all of the peeps out there that use those structure blocks up, which is an awesome way to build onto these machines and save it easily without having to completely duplicate your world or copy paste your world all the time. Awesome thing to keep track of there. And so what I've done is I've made a manual for all of these slime block machines, all of their names, how to spawn them in, everything like that. I made a manual and it's in this chest, and we'll be going over it at the end of this video here. And of course, how to clear out all the obsidian that you'll see, obviously, to make sure that they update correctly and they don't just fly off when you load them in. But yeah, this video took a ton of time, you guys. So as far as that, if you do find yourself experiencing some sort of joy while watching today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I had a wonderful time making this video, and honestly, these machines, they came out better than expected. I think my favorite by far is going to be the BattleShip, just because of the TNT cannons on the front, which is actually by a YouTuber named Inator18 Gaming, pretty sure. I'll leave a link to their channel in the description. But yeah, no, as far as that, the BattleShip is my favorite. You guys will definitely have to let me know what your favorite is as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and just jump in, and we'll start off with the motorboat, the motorboat and how to use it. Real quick before we jump into today's video, before all of the comments explode as far as, hey, what about some 2-directional machines, multi-directional, make the submarine 4 directions? No, so Ilmego said it perfectly in a video that he posted quite a little while ago, but in which he stated that the more directions a slime block flying machine can go, the less it will look like whatever it is that you want it to look like. So in which all of these machines here are 1-directional. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to try to make 2-directional machines as far as submarines or even gondolas. That was another boat idea that came in. And of course ferries. But a giant ferry, obviously, that would be just needing a whole video on its own. So yeah, just to kind of give you that disclaimer there, all of these robots are 1-directional. I went more for the aesthetic of the build than the, directional, super technical portion of it. So yeah, this is just for you guys that want basically easy builds. It's just a lot of block placement. But yeah, just a quick note. First up is this motorboat right here, in which, as you can see from the shape, it's not that difficult to make. This machine here only goes 1 block below the water's surface, which is pretty nice. And on top of that, of course, it's pretty quick. To show you how to use it, it's pretty fun. You actually don't need anything. It's all updated by this trapdoor right here. You can stand right here. These blocks will move forward and push you forward. And then we're just gonna, project ourselves that way. So you just place that there, and then your machine will start going forward. Now as well, same thing, in order to stop it, obviously you may have to move this chest here, or you can of course just place an immovable block along this observer when it goes back, just like that. Now you can do that, or of course if you didn't have a chest here, you can actually go ahead and update this. And then when you're satisfied by flying it, you can put this down. And eventually, if you hit the right tick, it'll stop the machine. There it goes. Now, in which it hasn't broken. It does this every now and then, but you can also stop it the other way. Obviously, if you just do this, it'll just keep going. See, same machine, no problems. And then sometimes you can actually stop it and it'll be okay. Nope, can't get it. But yeah, as far as that, you can just stop it with an immovable block if you want it to be the same exact shape. It's very easy to get inside this build as well. You just swim up to right here to the stairs. Make sure not to get caught on the honey block. You hop right in. Boom, you're in your boat. But yeah, as far as that, the sailboat kind of works the same way, but there's no trapdoor. You're just updating an observer, and then the machine is going to take off forward. Make sure there's nothing in my way. What we can do, same thing, you just kind of stand in the back here, which I really like the sailboat, just real quick. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. It's literally just the machine itself, and you just have this mechanism back here pushing it forward. It's literally it. Man, it just looks so cool. Anyway, coming back in this way, we're going to update this observer to take off, and then these blocks here will push us forward. Yep, just flying your sailboat there. And yeah, as this thing moves across the map, you know, you can just sail the 7 seas, do what you gotta do. But once you're done, same way to stop it. This one, it's much better to stop it with a immovable block. And you could place it along this bottom sail here. So I'll just place it right there. It'll move right back into place, and it'll stop the machine exactly where it needs to. So that's always nice to know as well. Obviously, this one's just a little bit slower just to get all the motions in. But no, as far as that, this is, again, one of my favorite ones. No, this is, it's hard to choose a favorite, especially from all the builds. Even with this yacht, like going over the yacht here, this thing's cool. Same mechanism as far as the start-stop machine here, the start-stop engine on the back of the sailboat. But to come into this machine here, we'll just do a swim up. You can swim up into the back, and then you just come up to these stairs. You're able to just hop right in. It's always nice. Kind of the same thing over there. I don't think I showed you guys on the sailboat. It's the same exact thing. There's some stairs in the back. You can see them right there. Some stairs in the back. All you do is just swim up to those, and it'll get you into your sailboat. But no, as far as that, you have this little room down here. You have a chest. Obviously, you can put some stuff in there. You have a crafting bench. You can put some more stuff in there. These are just half slabs, so any movable block you can kind of just replace half slabs with, which is nice. Now the terracotta blocks. A lot of the terracotta blocks I needed and are not for show, but some of them are. Like this over here needed to be all terracotta blocks. So, you know, to kind of mirror that onto the other side to kind of give it this kind of cool look. Obviously, you can see that the glass goes all the way across on this side, though. But, you know, I was working with some constraints. I was trying to make them, as far as the smaller machines, the same size as the cars, like the transportation-themed robots, to where they have 5 blocks width. So I think I did pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the smaller ones have that 5-block width. Which is pretty good, you know, those recreational boats, so to speak, not like war machines or anything like that. But no, as far as that, to pilot the machine, you have 2 floors. Obviously, you can come to the 2nd floor, but no matter what floor you're on, you're not going to be able to pilot it. You got to come back down here, come up right to here, and then we're going to be updating this observer right here. When we update it, it'll send our whole machine forward. Whew. It's pretty crazy. Then once we are done flying this machine, this one's going to be a little bit tougher, obviously, as you can see. We want to place this obsidian right here, under, right along the side of this honey block. So as soon as you move forward, oh, that's okay. What we could do is do one of those, and then if you place a immovable block against this, it'll send it backwards, and then like if you just remove it right away, yeah, it'll keep you going forward. So anywhere you want to place it, I guess. It's up to you. Try to see if I can get it in there one more time. Ah, too bad. But yeah, as far as that there, that's how you pilot the yacht. As you can see, the entire thing is come forward with you. These machines are fun. They're just really fun to fly and use. I know this looks a little messed up, but no, it all still works. It all just depends on how you fly it. So the reason being, since this is all crazy looking, if we just go ahead and update this, okay, you can see that everything evens back out. Then if we come back this way, not sure if I can stop it from outside of the machine, but what you want to do is you want to be able to stop this piece first. So coming in here and doing that. Do it like that. And as you can see here, the whole machine stops, ready to go. There's another glass block right there, so don't worry about that, you guys. It's just something I forgot to place before shooting this clip. So the submarine, I definitely want to know which one is going to be everybody's favorite, but this submarine is super cool. So this whole thing right here doesn't really do much. All it really is meant to do is just kind of have this overall aesthetic effect to look like a submarine. I was looking up, obviously, everything that you see, all the machines here, I was looking up on like Google, just looking up pictures, going off some of them. This one here, though, is the only one that it has windows just because, I wanted to be able to see out. The whole front of this thing is glass. Obviously, it doesn't really look too much like the ones that I found on Google. But no, this top structure here is just to kind of give it that aesthetic look. There's bubbles coming out of the top of it as well, just to kind of give it that submarine-y kind of feel. And then back here, kind of took an idea from Mumbo. Shout out to Mumbo, of course. We have the little launcher thing. You have the two redstone blocks right next to each other. You can go ahead and actually place in some TNT. Grabbing some TNT, you can place it against this and it'll launch up to the surface. Now the cool thing, it'll come back down and launch up, and then it blows up in mid-air. Just to demonstrate that again with the other one. It'll launch up, and then it goes back down, but it launches up again, and then blows up in mid-air. So that's always really nice there too. Just so you guys know, this is the soul sand is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks above the surface of the water, just so you can get that same effect going. If you do have the submarine, obviously if you put it lower, I'm sure you can get it at the proper area to where it just launches up into the air once and then it blows up right away. But yeah, how to get into this machine, as you saw, it's right up here next to the TNT area. Obviously you'd have to come out to get that all going. But let's say you're on the surface. To get into this machine, that's why I've placed these magma blocks. Just be pulled down. Then you can actually go down into your machine from there. And you can even get out the same way. So what you'll do is you come back this direction, pop up on this little trapdoor there, and then you can actually come this direction. And even in survival, you can actually go ahead and jump. Jump up to the water. Oh, that was bad. Okay. And even in survival, we could go ahead and just jump once, hold it, swim up. That's always really nice to have as well. Pretty cool. How to pilot the submarines, pretty easy as well. Come back down in here, and playing around in the water. What we can go ahead and do is remove this immovable block. This is where we want to stop the machine. This is where we'll want to place an immovable block. If it's moving, that is going to be the only way that we can stop it. This is the entire engine, given enough delay to actually bring along the whole machine. Reason being is because the behind area of the machine, there's observers out there in the water. And the water refilling that block double, sometimes maybe even triple updates these pistons. So this timing is crucial to have the entire machine move forward. So knowing that's what you can actually go ahead and do if you want it to all be automatic, is just place an immovable block right there. That will actually fall all the way back to right here, and in which you can go ahead and pick a spot. Honestly, you can do a ton of stuff on the inside of this, just as far as like time constraints go and everything like that. This is the area where you would go ahead and just add in multiple stuff. You could put in walls if you wanted to. I may even do that before we do the tutorial for the submarine, may add in a little bit of extra for you guys as well. But coming up to the front, you have your seating. It's real easy to add in even more seating. I know you can fit 8 people right here, but you could do the same exact thing in this area as well. It's just these minecarts sitting on top of soul sand, and as you can see, they like don't move at all. So if you're sitting in your minecarts, you're good to go when you're starting the machine. And the machine moves slow enough as well to where you can hop right into them. So to demonstrate that, go ahead and run over here, and then update this observer right here. Woo! And just hop in one of these. There you go. Now you're piloting your submarine. It is moving along. This thing is crazy. I'll probably time-lapse this real quick just to show you that it does, stop it as soon as it falls all the way up to there. All right, and now that the machine has stopped, you can tell that we have gone the full length and the entire robot has come with in which, just to come back here, you can see everything looks exactly the same before we even broke anything. You can actually go ahead and come out this way, onto your trapdoor there, hop on top of this observer, and then just jump once, and you can get out of the machine. And obviously that soul sand will projectile you to the surface as well. Kind of like a little back and forth elevator, just in case you have this thing like super far down. You could definitely do that, which would be pretty nice. I'm not sure how deep though you can go as far as the TNT launching capabilities on the top. But yeah, no, as you can see here, those are the immovable blocks just to keep it from updating the back when you spawn it in with the observers. As you can see, it has come that whole length. The entire machine still looks exactly the same. And by far my most favorite build of this video is the BattleShip. This machine here has about the same engine as the submarine, but just with a little bit less delay because it can move faster. This one took the most time to build. There's a lot of trial and error to get it to look correct, to make sure that it moved correctly as well, didn't stop and look kind of weird. But it is weaponized. These are TNT cannons on the front. The TNT cannons are by a YouTuber named Inator18 Gaming. I hope I said that right. Inator18 Gaming. They have some pretty sweet tech there on their channel. I definitely recommend to go check them out. There will be a link in the description to their channel so you can. In which, of course, I forgot to replace some block here. This is not the first clip, but no, as far as that, these TNT cannons are freaking awesome. What I mean by that, you just place your TNT right here. It's the whole entire machine, the whole TNT cannon is just really comprised of just a few blocks. It's really cool how it works as well. So from here, obviously you place your TNT down. This segment comes forward. This piston will push this redstone block forward first, igniting your TNT. These pistons come in second, moving this whole piece forward. Moving it forward, this ignited TNT will bounce forward, and then that sticky piston, of course, goes off since it moved forward and it's bud powered by this redstone block. And then that will launch the TNT upwards diagonally. Now from there, of course, as well, the block range on this is about 30 to 45 blocks. I did want to try and put I actually succeeded in doing it, but the TNT cannon, the extra long range one, I did put that on the machine. It just looked a little funny. I just didn't feel like it really went with the build. And I even scaled it down thanks to a commenter there, Pingu. He's got his own YouTube channel as well. He's been involved with a few things that I've done in the past as well, as far as like Cube Hamster's Slimestone tournament and everything. In which, yeah, he came on, let me know how I can properly tick the water sources forward and everything like that. So I even scaled it down so there's no more use of the Frostwalker enchantment or anything like that. And it just looked kind of funky. So, you know, I was like, yeah, let's just take it out. And, you know, and Nader18 Gaming, he hit me up there on the channel and said, hey, you know, I got a really cool TNT cannon. It's super simple. It flies. Let me know if you want to use it. And I was like, hey, you know, send it my way. Sure enough, the TNT cannon is super awesome. But yeah, no, as far as that, how to get up into the machine is kind of fun as well. You can kind of come down here. Obviously, if you're in like a multiplayer, you know, battling somebody, you don't want your whole enemy just to be able to come up into your machine. So it's kind of hidden. There's some trapdoors right here, and I can go ahead and update all of those. And with your back against this wall, you see how you're kind of jumping kind of silly out of the water. When you get that high jump going, just hit that bottom trapdoor and it'll close and you can stand on it, and then you just jump your way up, closing the trapdoors behind you, and you are onto the deck of your battleship. Now, in which, just coming this way is to show you some stuff real fast, how you can kind of get around. If you come down this way, you have some stuff. You got a chest, obviously a stone cutter, just because it's one of the very few movable things, like the crafting table that you can do, like block entities, I think is what that would be properly called. But no, as far as that, to get up to the TNT cannons, you just come up this way, up your stairs, jump up this direction, obviously onto that trapdoor, and then come up here. And you can place your TNT before it starts moving. Obviously, if the machine is moving, you can just stand down here and place the TNT. I would just use the front TNT cannon, just because it's easier to. If you don't want to place a TNT, trying to place it like this, and then that redstone block comes forward, but you accidentally placed it like right here. So to pilot this machine, what we're going to do is come back this direction, coming up this way to this piece of obsidian. We can go ahead and remove it. If you want to do it automatically, stop. You just place a immovable block right there. To grab my charge, my fire charge, Then we're going to update this observer, and I'm also going to run down there so you can see the TNT cannons going off. Then, of course, when the build, when that obsidian catches up to it, the entire machine will stop moving forward. But no, as far as that's, besides the turbine on the bottom of it there, my favorite part of the machine is this tower right here. Now, you can't go up into it. I'm going to be looking at, you know, some more stationary looking tower looking builds that will move to definitely do that. But this was a start. This is all moved forward by one observer. I definitely did kind of like the same thing that I did for the Ark with the sails. Those sails are literally pushed forward all by one piston, like they all come up from one piston. But this one here is just by one observer. It's actually underneath this block here. There's a sticky piston right here and an observer diagonally down from it. That moves forward, updates that sticky piston to grab it, and then of course it just updates all the way up, bringing this entire piece forward. It's pretty cool. I did see that one video that that Mumbo posted. He posted some really cool ideas as well as far as his honey block machines. The ones that I like the most, of course, are like the walking village and of course the flying cliffside mansion. That one is super cool as well. Reason I like the flying cliffside mansion is just that piston wall. But I just kind of wanted to go for a little bit more than just a piston wall, just pushing forward something. I still wanted to make it look like it's just a straight up machine doing what it's got to do, moving forward, getting you from point A to point B. But yeah, as far as this machine is definitely my favorite. You guys will have to let me know which one you want first as far as a tutorial between the BattleShip and the submarine. But yeah, no, as far as that, let's go ahead and jump into the structure block portion of this video. All right, so for you structure block users out there, makes building these machines 10 times easier. And obviously, if you wanted to move your structure blocks around in your worlds, so you can place them in different worlds, you now can. Once you spawn in, you'll spawn in right here. Go ahead and open up this chest like so. And of course, you will see the structure manual. Obviously, everything else put in here is just to look kind of cool. No real reason for anything else. But yeah, as far as that, you can also grab a structure block from there. Now, when you come into the world, there won't be any of the obsidian or anything like that in the build, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is show you guys how to like remove all of the obsidian once you have it loaded in. But from your structure manual, go ahead and open it up. The structure manual, table of contents, go ahead and break down everywhere you can find what you're needing. If we go to page 2 here, starting it up, the structure names. Now, this is what you're going to be typing into your structure block to get it to spawn in. And then, of course, this is it's following structure block. So if you type B1 into the structure block, you'll get a motorboat. But you want to also pay attention, of course, to placement, where to place the machine. And of course, blocks underwater, of course, is down here, just so you can see that. Now, if we are trying to go for the motorboat B1, we want to make sure that we place our structure block 2 blocks underwater. So of course, from the surface, you'll be able to see the first block on the surface. Then you come down just one more block and then bam, you're good to go. I'll show you how to do that again here in a sec, but just to go over that again, you'll find the type that you want to come to, and in which, let's take these for example. Let's say we're doing the submarine or the battleship. These machines here, you'll need 2 structure blocks, and you want to spawn in the first half of the machine, the front of it first, and then do the second one. In which, let's say that it's up to you with the submarine, but with the battleship, you want to come down 6 blocks. So in which, just if you need more clarification, we can come over here, the double structure block placement. Best way to place the second structure block for the sub and battleship is to load in the first structure block, sub 1 or base 1, however you want to say it, and then place the second structure block 1 block downward diagonally east from the hit box. As shown in the video, which of course I'm going to show you right now. Now, of course, we'll come back to these tips here, but just to show you, so we have to come 6 blocks down from wherever. Let's just pretend that this isn't here. We want to come 6 blocks down. So from the top, this is 1, and this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 6th block will be your structure block. Okay, 6th block. Now, from there, reason being is so you don't spawn this 1 block higher, then you're going to have a bunch of water just kind of pouring out of the sides. Looks really silly. I wouldn't recommend it. But then all you do is come here, you go to load, and then I'm going to go to the battleship. So I want BAS and then 1. Then all I do, you want to include your entities and then hit load. Now, this is just going to prepare your position. It'll show you where it'll put it, and as you can see here, put it perfectly in place. Now, the reason I made this so big is because it's very simple to line it up. Now, this will be your hitbox for the entire machine, and if we go back to the book here, you can see right here, BattleShip is to load in the first structure block, which we just did, and then sub 1, and then place the second structure block 1 block downward diagonally east, right? So if we go to the F3 menu here, facing this way is east. All right, we got east going. Now if we come down here, here's the hitbox, 1 block down diagonally east. That makes sense. Hope that makes sense there to you. But as you can see, it's 1 block down diagonally east from the overall build. From here, you can go ahead and load in the second structure side, so BS2. Include those entities and then hit load, and it will load the position area. Obviously, when you hit the load button again, it will load in the machine. But what you want to do, of course, is you want to load in this piece first. So you'll go here and hit load, which will load in this half first, and then do that one to load that one in. Now, all of your obsidian, how you'll want to remove it, as you'll come down this way, you can remove all 3 of those. And you have some right here on the side, very important to remove, or we'll lose the pull back of the machine. And then up here, this is just your removable block to stop the machine, up to you if you want to remove it. All of these removable blocks as well. And of course, coming back down this way, obsidian, there, right, and then of course, right there, 1 way, if I can reach it, 2 more right there, perfect. That is all of the obsidian in the build as well, so that's all you'll need to know to get it up and running. Now, as far as that as well, before we get to the submarine, just to show you here, there will be obsidian in these machines here as well. So if you spawn this one in with your structure blocks, there will be a piece of obsidian right here. And there will also be a piece of obsidian in the back where you're supposed to place it, like in the video there. So yeah, I just want to make sure that both of those pieces of obsidian are removed before the machine flies forward. But yeah, other than that, only piece of obsidian on the motorboat is this one right here. And then only piece on the sailboat is this one right here. Now, coming back in though, we want to do the submarine. Submarine's super cool as well. Once you spawn it in, obviously you can come down wherever you want to, and it's the same process. Place in your structure block wherever you want to. All right, so when you have your area picked out, what you can do is just come over to this, you hit load, type in sub 1, include those entities, and then you hit load. Boom. This is, of course, where it'll put it. And then if you want the next half of your submarine to come in, obviously, you want to place the next one. No, that's good. Bring it all the way this way, right here, and then you want to place your other structure block right there, which is, of course, 1 block down diagonally east on the top left corner of the structure. And then, of course, once you go ahead and go to load, type in sub 2, include them, load them up, bam. Those are lined up, you're good to go. But yeah, that's how you would go ahead and spawn in the submarine and, of course, the battleship. Again, to actually spawn it in, you want to do the front portion of the machine first. Load that in. It's going to replace that other block. As you can see, it's going to start flooding the inside of the machine a little bit there. Then we can come in this way, load this one up, and you got your whole submarine in there. And you just come down this way. You don't have to remove this obsidian. It's not going to affect your build at all. The obsidian you do want to remove would be these. And that's it. But that's going to do it for today's video, you guys. I really hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you had a great time. But other than that, of course, don't forget to vote which tutorial you'd like to see first between the submarine and the battleship. Also, another note, request builds are going to be returning. I've been digging through the old list, and I definitely like you guys to just go ahead and keep requesting request builds. So that list just becomes bigger and bigger. Just so there's constantly a pool to pick from. And then I can do more of these group build videos. That's definitely the best way to get out a ton of robots at once, obviously. But as far as that, you guys have all the way up till Monday to vote. So don't forget to vote. If there's a poll on the video, definitely use that if I can figure it out, just to let you know. If I can't figure it out and there's no poll popping up at all throughout the video, then you can definitely let me just know in the comments below which you would rather have first. But other than that, yeah, you guys have up until Monday, so all weekend to vote. But other than that, I will catch you guys in the next video, which will be the tutorial for the 3 smaller ones. But yeah, that's it. Till that next video, you guys. Better late.